Last week I promised to share our blogs with some of my colleagues on LinkedIn. This week we thought we'd go video. So first of all, I'd like to apologise for the Friday shirt. We dressed down on a Friday and this is my version. Mostly though, I'd like to talk to you this week about the new Government Ombudsman service for new homes. Why is this coming about? The government have finally picked up that it is quality as well as numbers that are going to make our housing great. At the moment, there are too many complaints about new homes and about the quality of new homes. There are too many complaints about the process of getting those complaints sorted, and there are too many operatives going back to solve the same problems again and again. New homes represent such a significant outlay for the people who are living there, and it is very stressful when they don't work first time. And in reality, people should have that as an expectation. Being blunt, looking at my work in housing associations and that of my colleagues, we're having to attend too many repairs and too many faults in our Section 106 stock. It's inefficient and it's ineffective. And to be fair, the government have picked all that up and they're going to do something about it, and they are going to legislate. They've had the consultation and they are introducing a new Housing Ombudsman scheme. There's going to be a statutory obligation for new home developers, that's house builders, SPVs, those converting existing stock, and wait for it, housing associations, anybody developing new homes for sale, to become a member of the Housing Ombudsman scheme. And the scheme is going to hold developers to account and require them to put matters right. This will have teeth. All developers must join. It will be unlawful to build a house without being a member of the scheme, and they can expel you if they feel that you are not performing well enough. That could take your business completely away from you. So getting it right is going to be crucial. At the moment, the government are talking about a way of protecting customers from developers who don't complete their homes, who fail and fall over, or who abandon the process. Exactly how that's going to work has not yet been described. So how will a Housing Ombudsman work? Well, first of all, they've got to establish it. The government are talking about two ways of doing it. One is to use existing organisations and structures to become the Ombudsman. And secondly, they're talking about possibly running a procurement competition for other organisations to step forward and take up the role. Whatever happens, it is going to be independent of industry. This is not going to be an old boys club. You may then say, okay, so if we're going to get a Housing Ombudsman, what we don't want to be doing is appearing in front of them and having to rectify things. So how do we do this better? How do we stop the defects? How do we stop the complaints? How do we stop our contractors and subcontractors constantly going back to homes? Well, to start off with, we can look at moving to factory production. In some respects, our building sites represent the factories of the 70s, and the outcomes are similar. Too many faults, too poor a service. But if we move to new style factory production, modular, off-site, precision engineers, however you want to call it, we could have a different result. We can have a different result perhaps if we change the way that we employ people on site so that more people are properly invested in the outcomes. If we do things differently, we might get a different result. And if we can improve things, we might find that the Ombudsman could be bored stiff. And to be quite frank, that's what we'd like. We'd love him to be bored or her to be bored stiff. Unfortunately, I think they're going to be very busy. So that's the end of my little blog. What I'd like to know is how we did, anything we can do better, anything in particular where you think we can improve. But please don't tell me to change the shirt. Thank you very much.